Look up from your telescope, take me on this journey home. I don't wanna wait no more.
What it do, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane back again with another amazing All American video. And in this video, I am breaking down season 1, episode 9. Let's get into it. All right. We are just trucking along. Your good sis E is just trucking along with the All American breakdowns from season 1. If you missed it, I am breaking down every episode of season 1 and 2, going back in time while we are waiting for season 4 to premiere on October 25th. All American is coming back on October 25th, 2021. And I'm bringing you new All American videos every day in the meantime, in between time, so that we can keep the conversations going about our favorite characters on one of our favorite shows. If you are new here, I'm Erica Vane, and I post new All American videos as I mentioned every day, sometimes twice a day. You should really join the tribe by hitting subscribe. I think you are going to love it here. Okay. If you missed it, I've already done episodes 1 through 8. The breakdowns, they're on the channel. They're linked in the description box down below in my season 1 playlist, as well as having over 200 videos that talk about season 3. If there's a question about All American, I have probably already talked about it or touched on it in some way, shape, or form. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and then go ahead and search what your question is, and it'll bring up the video that will be best suited to answer your question. You could also drop down in the comment section and let me know if there's a video suggestion or a question that you have that I can turn into a video and answer that for you, or if it's something that you want to talk about more with. In addition to my content, I also am doing rewatches with the amazing subbies, unlike yourself, because yeah, you just click that subscribe button even if you're new. On Saturdays, we are rewatching season 3 of All American, and if you would like to join in, it's free 99, honey. It's just us getting together, having a good kiki, strengthening our community and connection with one another, and enjoying each other's company. Link in the description box for that as well. But without further ado, let me go ahead and get into this episode 9 breakdown for y'all. The episode opens up with Spencer working out in his neighborhood. He's running, he is processing a lot of things that are on his mind. Things are heavy. Sean just lost his life in the last episode. He just went to the next level with Layla physically, and he's having flashbacks to him, Coop, and Sean when they were younger. And over in Beverly Hills, Jordan is struggling at practice because he's worried about his drug test that he knows he's going to fail because what? He was smoking weed on a beach with Ripley, of course. Spencer is so affected by everything that's going on that he's not even able to celebrate and bask in his recent accomplishment. He is dubbed all conference player, highlighted player, and and that makes sense, right? Like, he has the weight of so much actually that has transpired, as well as worrying about his future. We are taken to, Sean's funeral and are reminded about Spela immediately after, because Layla is waiting outside and has been waiting outside the entire duration of the funeral, like a real one, wanting to be there to support Spence, but not necessarily knowing how. And this is how. Shout out to Layla. In a pop out moment, y'all, I'm going to do a call to the Olivia Spectacular that Greta did on her YouTube channel. I will link her YouTube channel in the description box down below. I'm sure all of y'all are already subscribed because she's absolutely amazing, creates wonderful content. But during that conversation that she had with Daniel and Samantha, her co-stars of the show, they talked about Spencer and Layla's relationship and how they actually did have a really good, healthy relationship. However, the timing was off for them. So the fact that they were united during some of the most traumatic moments of their life, that is what played the part in them not actually being able to stay on stable ground and stay connected and stay together ultimately. And when I went back to rewatch this, now, hearing them speak about that and already having some feelings around that, it just reconfirmed that for me in this moment, because even like we see, the first time that they sleep together is the day after Sean is killed. And it is a soothing thing that happens for Spencer and the support. And while their relationship was going to go that way anyway, it made it expedited that particular act. And then even seeing her standing outside this funeral and waiting for him and wanting to be there for him, she is going not overboard, but she is going above and beyond to make sure that he feels supported and loved in this moment. And during these first few, days, weeks into this new relationship, typically it would maybe not necessarily happen at this greater pace or have this amount of levity around it, but because her partner is going through something so deeply emotional effective, she has to rise to the occasion, or feels like she has to rise to the occasion, and meet him and support him where he is. So again, it just really confirms to me that like Spela was really a good look. It's just a lot was going on. It's so cute. We have the moment where Spencer goes back home after the funeral, and he tells Grace about Layla. She's like, "Oh, I know, that's fine. Layla's cute. I like her. Great." And then she really wants to celebrate his award on the field. And then we get the call or the flashback to Spencer thinking about the past with Sean and Sean's brother, and how Sean kind of basically followed in his brother's footsteps. Unfortunately, his untimely footsteps. This was a very mentally heavy episode for Spencer, because even when he's in Beverly Hills and he has a conversation with Billy, they're talking about how they need him. Spencer's like, "Yo, I know y'all need me. My community needs me." The only thing that Spencer doesn't say is that he needs him, because he's so focused on how he can show up, how he can, what he could have done. He has guilt around his relationship with Sean and how that happened. What does Coop need? What does Beverly Hills need? What does his community need? And he has yet to check in to see what he actually needs. And this turns into him actually blowing off the reporter who was reporting about him winning this amazing honor within the division. And of course, it's some little pompous, elitist white man who's writing the story, who decides to get the story completely wrong because he has no context in reference to what is actually happening in Spencer's life. But he wants to go ahead and judge this little black boy from Crenshaw because he didn't get to make this stupid interview for your little stupid newspaper that nobody cares or reads anyway. I digress. We see Spencer and Coop kind of come to a head in this episode because Coop wants revenge. She's very much so mad. We understand why. And Spencer doesn't want her to go down that route because he can't lose her too. And they both are grieving. At the end of the day, I don't blame either one of them for their position in how they're fighting and talking to each other in the moments that they are, because they both are grieving. Point blank, period. And they're the closest ones to each other. And sometimes we hurt the ones that we love the most. I don't know how many lives Asher the cat is going to have, but when I tell you people rally to support him, they rally to support him. And I just, ooh, it's the empathy for me. Layla pops up on Asher and basically tells him to get his shit together. He is better than this. And even in her giving him this tough love, it's just like, yo, he really be having people pour into him and he doesn't really deserve it. So thank God that we get the Asher that we get. Pop out moment real quick, y'all. Thank God we get the Asher that we get at the end of season 3, because by golly, Miss Molly, if you hadn't turned over a new leaf and became better at some point, all of this would have been for naught. And it's the complete schizophrenic for me. It's the psychopathic gang member for me. Tyrone, how are you in Sean's house, kicking it with his mama, helping his mama move stuff out and all this kind of stuff, like you didn't just have this man hit, like you didn't have this man killed, and he moving about like ain't nothing wrong? There were so many freaking arguments in this episode. So Spencer and Billy have one of their little tiffs, and I can't. All behind this stupid reporter and Spencer blowing off the reporter. And I get it, Billy, but no. There's a lot of other more important things going on. This man don't even got a profile picture. Who gives a damn about his tweets? And Spencer's right. Coop does need to mind her business, because she confronts the dude who's responsible for killing Sean, even though she doesn't realize that he's the responsible one for killing Sean. And he reminds her, you need to go ahead and keep it moving, sis, because whatever you do from here on out is going to get you killed. She puts 2 and 2 together, because when she does confront him, she sees him with Sean's bag, and this is the same bag that Sean used to take the money to Tyrone. And towards the end of the episode, we see Spencer actually give a speech while accepting his award, and he does so speaking to his community, people who come from where he comes from, and all that has made him who he is. Spencer is just a great character. Like, when people come for me about, oh, Erica, you always just want to give Spencer grace. How can you not? Like, look at the boy. Jeez. And Coop cannot let sleeping dogs lie, because now that she knows that it's Tyrone, now that she done put 2 and 2 together, she like, oh yeah, go ahead and give me Sean's spot. Let me go ahead and get deeper. She got a little plan that don't. She got these half-cocked plans, and it's just like, Coop, girl, grieve and rest. Grieve and rest, and listen to Patience' beautiful singing, because I can't. It's in this moment we actually see, Tyrone talk to Spencer. He confirms that Sean actually really always supported Spencer, and he even goes as far as to say Sean used to be like, nobody can mess with Spencer but me, and that's what kept Spencer protected, which doesn't necessarily help Spencer's mental and guilt around this whole thing. But it's in this episode and Coop kind of like spiraling in her grief that really got me worried when I first watched this, of like, yo, we cannot lose Coop next, because she's going to do some silly stuff trying to come up against this boy, and it's finna be over for her. And ultimately, her half-cocked plan is what brings her to the idea that getting jumped into being a part of Tyrone's gang is the move. So that's what happens. This episode was kind of hard for me to watch, y'all, because between the flashback, we actually get, by the end of the episode, a flashback to Spencer being at Sean's brother's grave, and Sean is there, and it's kind of where Spencer's making a plea for him to get out, and he don't have to do this, but he's like, I have to, and I've already taken care of the dudes who took care of my brother. And then we see back to present day, Spencer's now at the grave for Sean. Y'all, this took me out. It really took me out. This was a hard episode to watch because there was a lot of back and forth going on. There was a lot of very, very emotional beats with multiple characters. Heavy on Spencer, but then, Coop and then making certain decisions for herself. We see Olivia kind of playing the background in this episode, but her storyline is figuring out what's going on with Jordan and this drug test thing, which at the time you don't even register, but that is a real problem because, y'all, she's a recovering addict and Jordan is out here taking a drug test and she's putting two and two together that Billy might have helped Jordan in this way, so she kind of confronts him about this. We see Layla showing up for Spencer and then also finding forgiveness for Asher and showing up for Asher, and then Asher taking that the wrong way, thinking that she wants to get back together, so then she got to be honest about that. Like, this was definitely very a more heavy episode than we had seen, but it was also a very necessary episode to ground us in where we were in the series and really move along all of the plot points that we have come to love by this point. All right, y'all, that is my episode 9 breakdown. It's your good sis Erica Vane breaking down All American. This is my season 1 episode 9 breakdown. You should really join the tribe by hitting subscribe. Like, you watched this whole video, didn't you like it? Wasn't I kind of funny or whatever? Come on, we friends now. Hit the subscribe button and let's stay friends so that you don't miss an upload. Again, I'm posting new All American videos every day going through seasons 1 and 2, as well as doing breakout character videos. Let me know what you want to see, any questions that you have, anything that you want to specifically talk about from season 1 up until this point. Let me know in the comment section. I'm reading every single comment, responding to every single comment, so I'm gonna be down there and I got you. Link on screen right now is my season 1 breakdown playlist, so if you missed any of my videos prior to this, you can check it out there, as well as my season 3 playlist. Over 200 videos are there, and if you're looking for something new to watch that's right in line with All American that you might like as well, I got something on screen for you too. Get into it and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.